I never thought I will need to do a video like this, but the time has come. This video exists for many reasons. As many of you know, this video is a response to someone, which I will address in the second half of this video. But as I want to use this video as an opportunity to answer something that I get asked every single day. How do I watch JoJo? Do I read the manga or start from the anime? So I just feel the need to accomplish my goal instead of actually answering for every single time someone asks me. I can just send them this video. The way you should start JoJo's Bizarre Adventures as a franchise is watching the anime. The 2012 anime, not only for me, but for the 95% of the Western/European fans I know we have met, and honestly we know in a whole, was the first real way of getting into the series, and I think that this is the best way possible to start the JoJo franchise. I mean, I can even point out to big YouTubers which JoJo is one of their favorite series, and they honestly have inspired hundreds or thousands of people to get into JoJo, and the way they started is from the 2012 anime, because that is the real approach, or to say the first approach of getting into JoJo. And yes, that does include me and many fellow friends and YouTubers. Now, there will be someone asking in the comments, why can't I read the part 1 through 4 manga instead of directly going to the anime? And yes, you're right, you can honestly read the manga, it's your choice after all, but I am one of the few people that believes that the manga has something that the anime couldn't really get into, especially for part 3 and something in part 2 as well. I'm not talking about direct events, but I'm talking about the way that they make the characters, the art. It's just something that the manga has that the anime can never get, because it's the source material. But I will say this, watching parts 1 through 3 anime as a JoJo fan is a must, because it's the only way you will get really into JoJo. I am not saying that the manga is outdated, but I am saying that the manga is not as approachable as the anime for first time fans, especially since today's age is really easy, like one step away from watching the whole anime in one go. And of course, I'm referring this to the first 3 parts, which I still prefer the manga over the anime for, but I'm trying to say simply that watching the anime for the first 3 parts is a must. But from part 4 and onwards, the manga is so good that missing a single page is honestly a big sin. I'm sure everyone watching this video by now knows that part 7 is considered one, if not the best manga ever created, so there is something to it, there is. And not to leave into the dark, the part 5 manga and the part 4 manga, and honestly part 6 and part 8 as well, are considered masterpieces of their own. And this comes because the old translation and the new translation era that I will talk in a bit about. Now from there we go to the manga. Part 5 anime is here, so if you want to read from part 5 or reread the animated parts, you can. Back 2 years ago we didn't have a clear way to read the manga because of the bad translations, but JoJo's Colored Adventure makes it so simple for you to get all of the parts of the manga full colored into your computer with the best scans possible. Every part from part 1 to part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6, part 7 and part 8. Halfway part 8, since part 8 isn't all over yet, it's still outgoing, so it makes sense why every single part is in your computer fully colored, and you will have totally fun reading through. So right now I'm about to make it into a simple quote. The definitive way how to watch/read all of JoJo is this: start from the 2012 anime, finish up to the nearest animated part, and you can catch up from the manga Colored Adventures with a new translation. But if you want to reread the animated part that you already saw, you can go from that, but that isn't an obligation, it's more of your choice. The anime is a faithful adaptation that you will get into JoJo in 2018 easily. The manga is old, yet it's so fun to read, but it's a hit or miss for many people. I see a lot of people not liking the first few parts as much because they started from the manga, and I don't blame them for that because it has a simplistic nature, but I can guarantee you, if you watch the anime and you go back to reread that part of the manga, you will understand and see stuff in characters and the story that will just blow your mind. But it's all of your choice after all. From part 4 to part 8, honestly the manga is top tier, and Araki just hits new highs part after part, so that is a must read. So yeah, I'm just gonna repeat it one more time for the people that might get confused of that. You start from the 2012 anime, you catch up to the nearest animated part, then you read the manga from now there with color translated new scans from JoJo's Bizarre Colored Adventures, remember that. And then from there you can go reread the already animated part, but make sure that you have watched the anime. But that's not an obligation, it's of course your choice. You can go reread back, but as long as you watch the anime from parts 1, 2, 3, 4 and now 5, honestly you don't really need to read the manga for that. But if you want to, it will just be an add to your enjoyment. Now on skipping parts. Why? I don't see any logical reason on why you just can't jump through parts for no reason. There is no reason whatsoever why you should skip parts, or one part or whatsoever. One JoJo part is considered as an individual series but is the same franchise. Let's make a translation into the real meat of this video. Mother's Basement, a YouTuber, made a video about JoJo, saying that if you want to stay up to date, you can skip 4 parts of JoJo and directly jump into part 5, the newest brand into the anime community, by just watching his recap video. First of all, I don't dislike his videos. I honestly believe that his JoJo opening analytics videos are the best on all of YouTube, and I'm a subscriber of his for a long time and I like his stuff. But the way he approached this video specifically was wrong in many ways. First of all, no matter how good your recap is, that I personally thought it was good and funny for someone who has watched all of JoJo and is caught up to the latest chapters, but it does not show people what is happening in JoJo, what is JoJo, how great is JoJo, or whatever about JoJo they need to know into getting into the series. And I know that there are some people that use that video to catch up with JoJo without reading or watching the anime or the manga. No, Mother's Basement, I have listened to you talk about JoJo before, and I know that you have a fanboy site for the series, and as we all do, you know that it doesn't work like that. If you want to stay relevant to the conversation and watch all of JoJo from episode 1, there is no video that can make you skip 110 plus episodes of a series and be all okay with understanding the lore, characters, art, and the time they went to each episode or chapter. Is actually only one way you can do that, by watching and reading the anime and the manga. I loved the recap video you made. Honestly, it was good, but it should stay as a recap video, nothing more, nothing less. Don't skip JoJo parts no matter what people say. If you want to be relevant to the conversation and join into the hype, I respect that. Please do. I would love to see new people be part of the community every single day, but the right way. Don't disrespect a 30 years old work of a series by skipping half of it. Let me use an example. Let's say that you are a baby. I am using the baby because you are a newcomer to JoJo, you don't know anything yet, and you want to watch JoJo, and you want to be completely caught up to the series for the new parts animated. You have this big stack of stairs in front of you that you need to pass through to be completely caught up with JoJo. And what Mother's Basement said is, by listening to someone explain a recap video of 113 22 minutes episode in a single 20-minute video, you should be all okay. In other words, the baby will just be jumping from the stairs and will get hurt. You turn up to part 5 and you see all this stuff and you say it's weird, it doesn't make sense, and I agree, it doesn't make sense, and this time it's not the series' fault. I don't dislike Mother's Basement, as I said 3 times in this video, and for any reason whatsoever, if Mother's Basement is watching this, I don't dislike you. I will keep watching you, and I think that you made a mistake and you're wrong the way that you approached your video. I even left a comment in your video, and I'm sure a lot of people did. So yeah, this was all about this. JoJo Colored Adventures links and Crunchyroll to read and watch JoJo in the descriptions below. Make sure to check them up if you're not caught up already. Hashtag not sponsored. Have a nice rest of the day. Adinplore is signing out.
We go back, we relax, hentai in the back. On the low, counting racks, I run in the pack. They show Joe, she don't know, I don't love him back. Oh no no, what are those? Those ends in my